If you find that throughout the day, your mind is wandering to the negative things in your life, if you find that throughout the day, you become overly stressed, if you find that you just want to be happier or more optimistic, gratitude is the answer. Gratitude is an emotion that wipes out all other negative emotions from your life. When you're feeling grateful, you can't feel scared, you can't feel anxious, you can't feel sad, you can't feel angry. All that stands is that gratitude. To kind of give you a background on how gratitude works and why you should be including it in your life, I want to speak on how your brain works. Now, right now, you're looking at me, but you're seeing a ton of other things in your vision. You have different colors, shapes, you have all these name tags, this table, you have the floor, my shoes, but you're just looking in my general direction. You're consuming what I'm speaking, and you're listening to that, and you see the body language that I have and everything else that I'm doing. But our brains can't consciously process every single thing that we consume. Because if we were to notice and be consciously aware of everything that our senses were picking up at all times, we would go crazy, right? If we are driving on the road and we see the pieces of grass on the side of the road and the cigarette butts and the trees passing us by, we'd get into an accident. We wouldn't be able to concentrate. So there's a little part of the brain called the RAS, the reticular activating system, that begins to choose, based on past experiences, what is important and what is not important. So while you're driving, you're not going to be paying attention to the trees or those cigarette butts. You're going to be looking at the stoplights. You're going to be looking at the cars in front of you, behind you. You're going to be looking at the signs on the side of the road. And your brain, based on your past driving experiences, has been trained to focus on these things. So, in today's society, we are unconsciously and not really purposefully trained to focus on the negative in our life. So bad things happen, small stressful events happen, and our brains pick those up and we notice them and we think of them as important. And what this training has done is it's allowed us to focus more on the stressful things. So something that shouldn't really matter now seems like a huge deal in our life. So the simple act of practicing gratitude on a daily basis actually trains our brain to focus more on the good things in our life and to worry about the stress and the bad things a lot less and focus more on the good things. So with this gratitude, with this exercise that you do, you are literally training the brain to be more positive. And I've spoken to people and I've noticed this in my own life. When you implement a daily gratitude routine, your life seems to just improve. Your life seems to get better. But the fact is nothing's really changing. It's just what your brain is picking up. You're beginning to notice more good things happening. You're beginning to filter out the stressful and the bad things. So you may hear that and you think, well, that's great. How do I practice gratitude? How can you practice a feeling? And it's as simple as just practicing that feeling every day. Now, most people would think about that and say, well, I'll just think about some things I'm grateful for. But we have over 40,000 thoughts a day. And if that gratitude is just another thought, it's going to get lost in the noise. So instead of having that be a thought, what you can do is take a piece of paper and take a pen and put that pen and piece in paper and make time every single day to focus on the things you're grateful for. So I'll share a little exercise with you all today that I do every morning that will, over time, change the entire way you see the world. And all you have to do is take that pen, take that piece of paper, and write down 3 things you're grateful for. And not only do you want to write down what you're grateful for, but you also want to write down why, because you really want to get that grateful emotion showing up in your life. Now, you can start by saying, I'm grateful for my bed because it's comfortable. I'm grateful for Toastmasters because I get the ability to practice. But after a while, you have to be careful because if you keep saying these things over and over, you become adjusted to them. So a little simple exercise is I would say the first thing, pick something that is really big. I'm grateful that after this meeting I can go back to my condominium. I'm grateful that I have a car to get here. The second thing would be a much smaller thing, something that you wouldn't think about. Marcus is grateful for his coffee right now. I'm grateful for my watch, just to be able to tell the time and be on time to this meeting. Smaller things that we take for granted on a day-to-day basis. And then the third thing that I'd recommend is writing down something that is an experience, something you've been through. And this could be something that may have seemed bad at the time, but turned out to teach you a valuable lesson or turned out to be good. Or this could be something that was just an enjoyable and exciting experience. Being able to get in front of people and practice my speaking, going to the beach when it's warm out, whatever that situation may be. And I promise that if on a daily basis you wake up and you write down 3 things you're grateful for and you think about why and you feel it, the first few weeks, maybe you won't notice much, but once you consistently train your brain over and over and over, your life is going to improve. Thank you.